Although EagleNXT's price has been low-flying, the recent bullish resurgence has been helped by tailwinds from the broader market recovery and the generally positive spotlight on the drone sector. So, if price is able to keep closing over $1 for at least a week, the prospect of a larger uptrend grows with an attempt above 120. Though even if that kind of charge-up doesn't happen, the shift to a more bearish to neutral stance since February is raising optimism price can at least stay in the upper half of this range and avoid a return back to sub-$1 altitudes. Such bullish to neutral sentiment is spurred on by EagleNXT, announcing the sale of 9 EB Vision ISR drone kits to the U.S. Army's National Training Center at Fort Irwin. The lightweight, hand-launched drone provides rapid deployment, real-time video, and modular sensor capabilities for surveillance and reconnaissance missions. The systems will enhance training by improving situational awareness, simulating adversary drone use, and supporting operations in complex, drone-heavy environments. This purchase reflects the Army's push to integrate advanced unmanned systems and strengthen counter-UAS readiness, building on earlier adoption at other training centers and supporting modern battlefield preparedness. Up in space, Redwire's green glow pushing out of this potential reversal range benefits from being involved in NASA's Artemis II mission, where it supplied advanced imaging and navigation technology for the Orion spacecraft, including 11 cameras for inspection, live streaming, and optical navigation, as well as sun sensors to support solar array positioning. Additional thrust to more decisively exit the $8 to $10 range comes from securing over $20 million in orders from the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps to deliver its advanced navigation stalker unmanned aerial systems. These upgraded drones are designed for long-range reconnaissance in GPS-denied and electronically contested environments, enhancing situational awareness, tracking, and flexibility, while modernizing the Marine Corps' existing fleet. On top of that, Redwire was selected by the European Space Agency to develop a quantum-secure satellite for the QKD-SAT program. Working within an international consortium, it will deliver a spacecraft equipped for quantum key distribution, enabling highly secure global communications resistant to cyber threats. So even if bearish threats thrust price off the steep trajectory and back under 10, there's still plenty of positive publicity, providing plenty of support in this year's low range, especially over the next month. Diving into the dark depths of obscure oceans, Kraken Robotics is still taking a breather after its marathon climb, so don't be too shocked if it chills out a bit longer. Market watchers and mythical monster watchers alike will be waiting to see if Kraken can maintain the overall incline and keep closing over 6. The possibility of soaring to new heights is also helped by Kraken riding the rising wave of defense and subsea technology demand. It reported record revenue last year of $102.2 million and adjusted EBITDA of $25 million, alongside improved margins, reflecting growing adoption of its subsea batteries, synthetic aperture sonar, and services. Growth was supported by new customers, the acquisition of 3D at depth, and expanded manufacturing capacity, including a new Nova Scotia facility. Despite lower net income of $2.9 million due to one-time costs, Kraken significantly strengthened its balance sheet, ending the year with $120.5 million in cash. Kraken explained that rising global instability, increased defense spending, and energy security concerns are accelerating demand for autonomous underwater systems. CEO Greg Reed highlighted that Kraken's technologies are increasingly critical for both military and commercial applications, particularly as recent conflicts demonstrate the importance of uncrewed systems. He expressed strong confidence in continued momentum, pointing to robust order activity and expanding market opportunities. One major catalyst in the works is Kraken's planned $615 million acquisition of Covelia Group. The deal is expected to materially enhance product offerings, technological capabilities, and market reach, creating a leading, dual-use subsea platform. Early 2026 order activity supports this optimism, with Kraken securing $87 million in orders and Covelia adding approximately $135 million, signaling sustained demand across defense and commercial sectors. Technologically, Kraken continues to innovate, introducing higher energy density batteries, next-generation sonar systems, and autonomous launch capabilities. Successful live demonstrations of its Catfish sonar system with naval partners grew its credibility further by validated real-world performance for an even sharper competitive advantage. Looking ahead, Kraken forecasts 2026 revenue of $165 to $175 million and adjusted EBITDA of $40 to $50 million, implying substantial growth. It also expects further upside following the Covelia acquisition and continued traction in autonomous maritime systems. In contrast, WeShop just made a heroic jump up from record lows, but has unsurprisingly met heavy selling upon contacting its IPO price range. Now things are likely to settle down and become relatively less eventful in the run-up to its Q4 and full year 2025 report on April 28th. And, although today's move was impressive, it's still a puny pump in the bigger picture. So let's try to see what bulls are thinking could keep it from returning back to sub-$5 territory. Financially, WeShop has begun strengthening its balance sheet through internal mechanisms tied to its ownership model. Since listing, holders of performance incentive grants have exercised 212,156 shares at $9.64, generating approximately $2 million in proceeds. Management noted that up to roughly $47 million in additional proceeds could be realized from further exercises, providing a meaningful potential capital source without immediate reliance on external financing. In WeShop's drive to scale its user base and leadership infrastructure, its partnership with creative artists agency Executive Search is meant to build out a high-caliber U.S. leadership team, signaling a serious push into the American market following a successful UK pilot that generated over $140 million in sales. Talent acquisition. Is it viewed as critical to deepening retailer partnerships, improving execution, and supporting platform scale? Product and ecosystem expansion remains central to WeShop's strategy. The platform continues adding major retail and service partners across categories such as fashion, travel, fitness, and live events, integrating brands like Nike, Expedia, and StubHub. These integrations enhance user engagement while reinforcing its shareback model, which converts shopping activity and referrals into potential equity ownership. This is consistently framed as a structural shift away from traditional cashback toward a long-term ownership economy. Community-led growth is another major focus. Initiatives like the UK Founders Program, capped at 1,000 early members, aim to accelerate network effects by rewarding top contributors with higher referral rates and direct platform engagement. Marketing campaigns and social features, including competitions and improved onboarding tools, are designed to reduce friction and strengthen trust within the platform. Whether this takes off or not is a different story. The outlook centers on scaling a differentiated model at the intersection of e-commerce, social media, and investing. So some risk-tolerant investors stick around for the prospect of expanding partnerships, early monetization through equity participation, and a growing international footprint, giving WeShop an opportunity to capitalize on the rapidly growing global social commerce market while aligning user incentives with long-term platform growth. While other market watchers stay on the sidelines in what could be a volatile few weeks heading into the middle of the year.